What's up, guys? Joel Valley here from Media Glitch, and I want to announce that me, Radical Reggie, the Cagman, and Tree Gaming, X, and maybe Jimmy from Lots of Games, we'll see. Basically, who I'm saying is the stream team. We will be at Game On Expo at the Phoenix Convention Center August 5th, 6th, and 7th. We'll be doing a panel. And so I thought it'd be a good time to upload this panel. I've never put it on my channel. It's a panel of me and Reggie and John from Tree Gaming, and so check it out. I hope you like it. It's about like getting into YouTube and all the trouble that happens and things ensue and stuff. So I think John Hancock's on this, Saru's on this. We had a bunch of people on this panel, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comment sections what you think, and are you going to hit any conventions this year? Let us know. Okay, we'll see you. Bye.
We're gonna get started. My name is Joel Valley. I do a little tiny show called Media Glitch. It's small. What's funny is it's small on YouTube, but we're actually a live TV station in Albuquerque, and we get 98,000 weekly viewers who watch that. Then it gets cut up. Then it gets put on YouTube. So my channel is a little bit different of a beast. But I was gonna do a panel, and I was like, well, I want to bring some friends on.
Yep.
So we're just gonna go down. Why don't you guys just introduce each other? Let them know about a little bit about your channel if they don't know, because we're recording this too.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm Radical Reggie. Some of you guys may know me from the Metal Jesus Rocks channel. I've been doing YouTube probably seriously for about 2 years now, actually. And I do videos like hidden gems, unknown games, breaking the seal, and, even gameplay videos, things like that. So yeah, I hope to keep it going, and yeah, I'm glad you guys are here.
Yes. Yeah, and thank you guys, everyone who came.
Appreciate it.
Saru, go ahead.
I'm Sarumaru. I do a small program on YouTube called Retro Japan. I focus mainly on import games.
Yes.
Lately, I've been doing a lot of collabs with Reggie.
Yep.
We do a lot of hidden import gem videos.
Yep.
He hasn't asked me to collab yet.
Yeah, and I've been doing it for about 2 years.
Awesome.
All right, I'm John. I have a channel called Intrigue Gaming. I just started recently in January, so I'm still trying to find my way, my niche. I do live streamings with my daughter occasionally, and just the basic unboxings, things of that nature, reviews. So I'm just starting out, so I'm hopefully gonna learn a lot from these guys.
Cool.
And I am the immortal John Hancock. And so I've been seriously doing YouTube since December of 2015. I had a channel a lot longer, but and so I do everything from complete collection videos. I live stream every other week, do a collector chat there, help fellow collectors out. Product reviews, first looks, weird stuff that people haven't heard of, and I'm just getting going.
Awesome. And last.
My name is X. I am the CEO of Excessive Exclusives. My channel is Excessive Exclusives. We are about graffiti, gears, and video games. And what that means is that graffiti, I'm an international graffiti artist from Spain, and I live now here in the United States. I am also an exotic car collector, so on my channel we show you how we actually repair and restore exotic cars. This is like my first serious year that I'm getting into it.
Awesome. Cool, and I invited these guys. I know, well, the only one I don't know really well is you, but I know all these guys really well, and they're great guys. But one reason why I wanted them all on here is because we all have different sub counts. We all have different goals with our channel, different styles, and different stories. And why, and it's basically why should you or should you not start a YouTube channel is what I wanted to talk about, because there's been a lot of changes that have happened in YouTube recently, and I know there's a lot of people that want to get out there and they have something to say, and I believe that everyone has a voice and everyone has something good to bring to the world and to the community and stuff like that. And so but before you jump in, maybe you should know what you're jumping into. Yes. And so that's kind of why I wanted to do that. And basically, because like you said earlier, you said you were thinking about starting a YouTube channel. So maybe there's questions out there you guys have that one of us may be able to answer for that. So I want to just, and then we can just go down and fellas, try to keep it short.
Right.
But like, and we'll go in that same order that we were doing, unless you don't have nothing to say. But why do you guys do YouTube? Why did you start it to begin with? And why, you know what I mean?
Okay, I'll start off. Originally, I didn't really even want to do YouTube. I just wanted to possibly be on Jason's channel. You know, I enjoyed doing that. But as the more I was on his channel, I got a lot of letters from people saying they wanted to see me do my own channel. And they were like heartfelt letters and then saying, Reggie, you should do your own channel. So the reason I decided to do it because I thought it was a way to preserve footage of myself over the years. You know, as I get older, I can see how I looked when I was younger. I just thought it was a good way to kind of look at myself back in the day or whatnot. So I don't have a lot of film of myself as a kid, and I kind of regret that. So I thought this is a good way to kind of film myself. So I started doing videos for everybody's entertainment and myself.
Mm-hmm. Why did you start?
So,
Or why do you, maybe not why do you start, why do you do it?
Right.
Why do you do YouTube today?
so I do it for a couple reasons. One, I love import games. I love to play Japanese games. I want to share that with people in the YouTube space. There are other people who do the same types of things that I do, but I also started, around the time I started my channel, I started doing like the indie dev thing, and I created a game called FX Unit Yuki for the PC Engine, and it's now on
It's
PC
here.
Engine, Dreamcast,
Cool. Guess we
Sega
pick it up.
Genesis, and soon PC. So part of the reason that I have my YouTube channel is so that I can do update videos on my own game and then talk about Japanese
So
games
use
that
it
I
in
like.
a form of advertising sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly.
Great game, by the way.
Yeah, it is an awesome
Thank
game.
you.
It is. Intrigued?
All right. I basically got into YouTube, started really like interconnecting with Joel and Reggie and Saru a while back. I didn't ever really have a plan to do a YouTube channel. I just basically was looking for companionship at the time. I was watching over my dad. I was a caretaker for my dad and working a full-time job. So my social life went from going out with friends and having fun to being like, no, I can't do it. And after you say no a few times, they just stop asking, you know. So I was looking for that to socialize with somebody. So I befriended these guys online, and I seen how much fun they were having doing it. So I said, why not? Why can't I do it? So I just started out. I'm brand new, so I'm learning as I go. But so far, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
This is literally his first con,
Yeah.
and I went, hey, come on my panel.
First video.
And everyone's like,
I'm lucky.
yeah, everyone's like, you lucky bastard. But you know what the thing is I remember I know how hard it is to start off, you know, and you need some help.
Yeah.
You need some help, man. You know?
Yeah, and you gave me so much help. Like, thank you, Media Glitch.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, come on. Don't leave us hanging.
So I was an educator in a collection. My collection was known a long time ago in the community, and I did a series of DVDs of like sharing my knowledge about nuts and bolts of video game collecting, and I used to sell those at Classic Gaming Expo back in the early 2000s, and so people wanted me to do YouTube. I didn't want to do it. Became friends with Metal Jesus, guest on his channel. Kind of put it off. I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was a college instructor teaching intro to game development, and it just crazy amount of stuff steamrolled. Finally did a YouTube channel and never looked back. I have 11,000 plus games, 31 complete collections. I have unlimited amount of stuff to talk about. I love educating people about stuff they may not know about, and that's really why I do it. It's connection with people and being able to talk about, instead of talking to my coworkers, what the heck is that? Well, we don't know, we don't care. But you talk to gamers, and out there's tons of gamers of different walks of life that care about this stuff, and so I've met some great friends and people, and it's been a blast.
Awesome.
How I started, and I want you to put your mind into 2010, and I want you to think of technology in 2010. So, smartphones, not really a thing yet. Cameras aren't really great. Brother gets me a GoPro. And at that time, we raced a lot of motorcycles, so we put our GoPros on everything. At that time, if you whipped out a camera, people were really reluctant to be on film. So if you had a camera at that time, no one really wanted to do it. But I wanted to tell a story. And the story that I wanted to tell was about me and my brother in automotive racing and street racing, and sometimes illegal street racing. And it was really cool. Unfortunately, while I was filming, my brother passed away. And I actually filmed his funeral, his eulogy, and all that stuff. And I stopped for a long time. Didn't want to. Then I got into video game collecting by seeing John Hancock, by seeing Radical Reggie, by seeing the Metal Jesus Rocks group. But there was, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. You just add something to it. And so when I would hear about stories of them going to Goodwill and stuff like that, I decided to go to Goodwill and I would find broken consoles. And then the thing is, I had an accident 4 years ago that left me paralyzed from the waist down. And there was an owner of a large bar called Endgame here who came and gave me a box. I'm in the hospital. And he says, hey, I know you like broken stuff and you like art because you paint all this stuff. Here's a bunch of consoles. And then I found another guy on YouTube in the UK that fixes consoles. And so I taught myself how to fix consoles through YouTube. So the point of my channel is to teach people that anything you can take apart, you can put back together and even make it look better. And more importantly, to customize something for yourself. Because having something that's tailored to you will make you feel better and it'll get the attention you want. So that's the passion to my channel.
Awesome, man.
And I think I started my channel for, man, there's a million different reasons. You know, I do film full time. That's my, you know, I do feature film, or I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Netflix is out there, do a lot of stuff like that. So that's my main, you know, where I get my income. And I just loved movies, I loved video games, and Media Glitch was supposed to be a mesh up of all that, you know? And then, and I was like, man, this is gonna be the greatest thing that ever hit the internet. Man, people are their minds are gonna be blown, and like 2 people cared, you know? And so, then I decided, you know what? I think I want to do something a little different, and that's when I started to think about The Road to Recovery, which is a series that I do. And just to give you a little, to catch you up to speed, if you don't know, I was a drug addict. I was paranoid schizophrenic. I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old. Kind of just born into drugs, and drugs was just a normal part of my life all the time, and even, you know, affected me, my birth, and having a hair lip and stuff. Didn't have very many friends, but I had a Nintendo. I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, and though I didn't have many friends or any friends, sometimes I always had that. That never let me down. And sadly, as I got older, the drugs got harder, and I sold off my collection to pay for drugs and lost everything. And the road to recovery was me getting those back slowly and making a video about it, you know? And so I have a story to tell, and that's why I'm on YouTube. I didn't know that I was going to get a call from Comcast. I didn't know they were going to want to put it on live TV and make a TV show. And that's just kind of like, it comes with the thing. But in the end, I want to just say to people, hey, you know, there's a way out. You don't have to be an addict your whole life. You don't have to be a schizophrenic, or there's a way to beat these things, you know. And honestly, I still suffer from, like, when I leave this con, I'm gonna have to go and lock myself in a room and get all the anxiety off, because it's insane. But you know what? What's gonna help me do that? A video game. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play a video game, and it's just going to go off of me. But one thing you'll notice that no one said here was, "Oh, I did it for the money."
Yeah.
You know, and so that's one thing I wanted to say here today was, if you're getting in this for the money, you may be getting in for the wrong reason, because it's tough. Is it possible? Yes, 100%. But it's tough, and so
And it's tougher now.
it's really tough.
It's tougher now because if you're thinking to jump in to make money, there's 1,000 other people that are thinking the same thing. They're going to start the channel at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's not to discourage. I'm not trying to be critical, but I'm a realist. I'm like, you know, I give it to you. You're not going to make money for a long time, probably.
So why should they get into it? Go ahead. Oh, no, him.
Yeah, for reasons I talked about, you know, like doing videos for fun or just for yourself and seeing what you could do. I mean, just because you're not making money at it, you could create something that's really like beautiful. You know, me personally, I didn't even, well, when I first started the channel, when I start doing videos seriously, I wanted to try to do reviews, and they came out pretty good. I mean, they got better as I went on, but.
Can I stop you?
Oh, go.
This man used to edit on his cell phone.
Yeah.
His episodes on his cell phone, dude.
That's how I learned how to do it at first, which is hilarious. That's a whole other story. But yeah, that was oh my god, that's crazy thinking back at it.
Yeah, but it shows people that you don't need all the fancy equipment.
You don't. You could put something together without having all that fancy equipment, and that's how I started out. And my videos were pretty enjoyable. You know, people liked them, and doing them for myself. You know, doing a review and seeing how I did, I kind of impressed myself. I said I want to keep trying this, and putting the knowledge out for people really like kind of inspired me. Like people liked the videos. They said, Reggie, can you do some more? I didn't know about this game, and that really pumped me up. So I kept doing it, and. You know, I wasn't making money, but I had the opportunity, the option to monetize my videos, because Jason had told me you should monetize your videos when you get the chance. I did that, but I didn't even notice that I was making money. Next time I looked at my account and it said there was $300 in there, so it all added up after a couple of years, and then, you know, it started like, once you start making money, you're like, all right, cool. So that's how it was.
But
for
it's
me.
still not big change. It's like,
not big change, you know. It was like for me, first it was like $300. I went and bought a game with some games with that, and good to go.
When you think about the time and the money and the spent in front of your computer, in front of your camera, doesn't equal out very well.
Yeah.
And a lot of it too is. Like for me, like I can relate with anxiety, so thank you for saying that.
Right.
And with doing this, it can be stressful. And it's good to keep a gauge on that because you want to do it for the right reasons and to have fun, but it can be very stressful. I'm a teacher, I'm used to talking, and so when I look at a camera, I like to pretend it's just talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a people person, like that can be hard, and sometimes it can be stressful, and sometimes people can say terrible things, and being able to know that when you put it out there, people may say tough things. And so being ready for that, it's just know that it's worth it for me, but just know that comes with the territory. When you put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable, it can be challenging.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We just had like this rock and roll band. They kicked in, didn't they? All of a sudden, boy.
Yeah, they'll copyright you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll probably like
I was saying too, I'd like to ask questions about that too.
Yeah.
Oh, the copyright.
We'll get to, if you got questions, we'll do some.
Yeah.
But why should someone get into it?
You know, so earlier I mentioned the reasons that I got into it because I wanted to make import games and I wanted to promote my game. The one thing I did not realize would happen as a bonus is all the amazing people that I met just doing YouTube. All of these people up on this panel, you know, and such incredible insight too from a lot of these folks here. And that was a complete bonus, is that I made friends that shared similar interests that I get to hang out with here at game conventions and nerd out with.
Yep.
Just for doing what I love. And that alone was probably the biggest bonus that I can think of for doing something like this.
And honestly, that's a huge part. Just the community of friends and you know, like he's been to the house, hung out, you know, and then man, I've met so many cool, amazing people who love the same things that I do. Because I remember when I'm good friends with a Happy Console Gamer, and the reason I found him is because he made a Phantasy Star video, and I didn't know anyone liked Phantasy Star except me, you know. And then I found people who loved ease. Jimmy from Lots of Games is a really good friend of mine. He comes out to the house a lot. We're really good friends. I found him because he did an interview with one of the developers of Ease, you know. And it's so cool, like, to go from, you know, speaking for myself, someone who didn't have a lot of friends growing up, to finding people who have the same love and the same interests that we do. So I'll let you guys answer the question, then I'm going to open it up to the crowd too. Go ahead.
Repeat the question again. It's why they should.
Why should they?
Okay.
Start.
So here's my theory on life.
Oh my goodness.
All of you here, you don't know this, but yes, you are students of life. At the same time, you are teachers as well. So with John the Immortal, both of us are educators. I like to say I'm an instructor, not a teacher, because I instruct. But the thing is this, we all have different knowledge that it is necessary for us to share with each other for us to grow as a society. So when I'm fixing consoles, I had breakfast with Reggie, right? I had breakfast with Reggie, and I said, oh man, I gotta finish modding my Game Boy because I need to go around testing Game Boy games and stuff like that, right? And while we were eating, I'm taking this apart, and Reggie's asking me like, oh, is this what you, like, do you just take it apart like this? Do you just do that? And I'm telling him what it is. At the same time, today when we were going out, if I never watched one of his pickup videos, I never would have found Ninja Turtles 3 on the Game Boy for him, which he doesn't have. So it's like we're sharing that knowledge. It just circles back to each other. So why you should get into this is because you have a knowledge of something that you need to share with someone. You have a skill that you need to share with someone. And at the exact same time, you have a skill that you need to perfect, a craft that is there. Whether it is talking in front of people, whether it is just showing people what is out there. And that skill will pay off more in life, meeting a bunch of friends, bringing a community to you, than a dollar bill ever will. So,
right.
There you go.
John?
I can't tell you why you should do it. That's for you to decide. But I can tell you why I did it. And I made friends before I decided to make a YouTube channel with Joel, and actually I found out about him through Happy Console Gamer. He gave me a shout out. So that's really funny. It's all interconnected. But I did it just to basically challenge myself, see what I can do, if I can do it. Can I put out content that I like to see? Like, I don't want to put out something that is, I mean, I understand I'm very new, so I'm pretty unskilled, but I want to do the best job I can for myself. I have a passion for it. I have a passion for video games. I'm a little shy when it comes to talking to the camera, but on live streams, I sort of open up into myself. So I'm still learning as I go, but I think if you have a passion for it or you want to challenge yourself, I think that'd be a really good reason. That's why I did it.
Awesome.
Right on. And basically, it's kind of a trick title, this panel, you know, because everyone's reason why is different, you know, why you should start one. And none of us are gonna have the same reason, and none of us are gonna have the same reason why you shouldn't, you know, except for maybe you shouldn't if you're just looking to make money.
Right.
But if you're looking to make friends, it might be a good place. Is there any advice you guys would give, like, hey, if you're gonna do this, know this, besides the money aspect, getting into it?
I would say before you start or when you start, reach out to other people that are streaming, other people that are putting out videos. Be active in their comments, be active in their live streams. That's how I made friends with these guys, just by being on their live streams and talking to them. You know, and then once you get that, you get this little group going of friendships, and then it sort of spreads, you know, and it helps out. It's helped me out a lot, as you can see. I'm on a panel.
Well, me too. I would never imagine I'd be on a panel with Radical Reggie, John Hancock, all you guys. Like,
but you see some
crazy.
Smaller channels putting out content, but they're not interacting with anyone else anywhere. They're just putting it out. They're putting their tags on it, and they're hoping that it hits the algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
And it might.
You have to. It might. You're right. It might. But I found, like, if I network and I talk to people and just say hi, how's your day? That might change someone's day. Like, I've been in that spot where I've been on a live stream and someone's asked me how I'm doing, and it changed my day, you know. So
I think the other thing too, that when you do it, allow yourself to accept criticism that will help your channel.
Yes.
And sometimes pride can get in your way.
It's hard to swallow.
You take that pride and swallow it. Because if you hear something and you want to not hear it, but inside the little voice is saying, you know, they're right. You know, because my videos started out, they're pretty terrible. And you know, I didn't have a tripod, I didn't have lighting, I didn't edit. And I've learned from that. I've gotten a lot better. I have a lot of room to grow, but you know, I'm limited with technology and time and stuff. But like, I've listened to the criticism that was real and true, and it's made my channel better. And I thank those people for saying it because they wanted to help you, but they may not even say it in the right way. But like,
Right.
but listen to those people that are trying to help you in a positive way, or even in a critical way. They're trying to help you. You know, sometimes people can't say things the right way, especially online.
Yeah, definitely.
100% that is
Yeah.
be prepared to take constructive criticism. When I first started off, I used to do like these, you know, vertical videos, and you know, everyone like, what are you doing? Yeah, exactly. But you know, it happens, and I don't know how many of you guys know SmashJT. He's another YouTuber.
Yep.
He came. He used to do these things where he would criticize channels live, and he doesn't do that anymore. But I would come on and be like, hey, can you look at my channel? It's like, well, first off, you know, don't do that, and, you know, speak up, and blah, 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 you know, and I'm like, man, okay, harsh, but, you know, it really helped. It helped me be more open,
Right.
you know, because I was very introverted, and I would keep to myself, but now I don't have that issue anymore. I'm able to talk because I took that
We can't shut them up, actually.
because I took that constructive criticism, you know, and I'm not afraid anymore. So, yeah, 100% what John Hancock
Yeah,
said, you know. It's just,
You got something? No. I would say, if you're gonna get into YouTube, I hope you have a thick skin,
yeah.
because once the trolls come, it's not nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, it's not.
I've gotten some comments, man. The latest one I got was, this is the latest one I got, was, please, sir, don't ever have kids because you're so ugly. You should not ever reproduce with anyone.
Jesus.
And
Too late. He's got 12 kids.
I know, they're like, I got a gang load of kids and a super hot wife. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's not a lie. My wife's really hot. I don't know how I got her. But what's crazy is I always write them back. I'm like, I'll joke around. I'll just be like, dude, you're totally right, man. He's like, I'm like, luckily I've never had a girlfriend, so I don't think that's even gonna happen, man. So you're cool, you know. And sometimes I would say, honestly, 80% of the time, I will write back the most sweetest. I never like, oh, F you, and go off on them. I write the sweetest comment you've ever heard, and they feel like garbage. And then they go, well, sorry, you know, I wasn't really trying. And then they become a subscriber. And then, you know what I mean? Like, but, you know, I would honestly, if you don't take criticism well, you know, and there's a difference, like criticism and then there's trolling, right? If you can't take that in at the moment, like, you know, I would be careful, because you could go off, say some really stupid stuff, and then your time on the internet is done.
Yeah.
You know, there's trolls waiting, especially when you get old, like bigger. They're just waiting for you to mess up so that they can rip you apart.
Lurking
You know, you
right
made it
every
when
corner.
people are doing parody channels and going after you, and they have like a section. They, you know, because people get jealous. They
That's what it
get
is.
jealous. A lot of jealousy, a lot of hate. They can't stand someone being
Obsession
happy.
too. It's kind of.
Oh yeah,
It's very-
and it's tough. Like I'm a sensitive guy like anybody, and it's tough. There's days it's good, and there's days it's not. And I've gotten better at handling it, but you know, I just you know, I don't pay attention to trolls. Never call them out. The more you call them out, the more they learn. You know, and just, you know, turn the other cheek, and it's just not worth the time.
Luckily, I'm small enough. I hadn't had to deal with that yet.
Yeah. Well, like I remember.
But this is really good advice. I'm soaking all this in.
Early on, I was watching Reggie's channel, and there was a guy in there, and he was just like throwing out the racial slurs, and I'm in my house like, I'm pissed. I want to go off. And Reggie's like, forget that guy. Don't need. He doesn't even pay him no mind. And I was like,
I learned a lot.
okay.
That makes them mad because they want a response from
Yeah.
you, and you just go to the next question. Don't even respond to them, you know, and that gets them mad, and they end up falling off and leaving or whatnot. But you know, I had people try me, all kind of stuff. But like I said, you just ignore them, especially if you're doing something like a live stream.
Oh man.
And people are like asking you questions and whatnot. You don't have to read everything. Just read the stuff that's positive, and then, you know, if anybody's trying to like disturb or say anything crazy like that, they'll go away because you're not paying attention to them.
Try to have a moderator too. It's helpful because then they can block the people that are trying to troll.
Yeah, because they're interrupting. They're probably interrupting other people that have real questions or want to talk to you. So that's a good thing to have in your.
I had one guy come in and say he was going to kill me
Jeez.
in my stream. Because I'm going to find you, I'm going to kill you. And that was probably the only time I did a negative response. And I was so happy with like my Media Glitch family, I call them. Because they were all like, Joel, you did it wrong. You shouldn't have handled it. Like in the chat, you know, they're like, you're better than that, you know? And they're calling me out. And I was like, man, that's when I was like, man, these people care, you know? And going back to that, like, community, right? We all, like, it's crazy that we're all here and we're friends, and we all started out just like commenting on each other's videos.
Yep.
But here's one thing I would say. Also take caution. Because not everyone who seems to be your friend is going to be your friend, right? Like you may get burnt. Always take it slow, you know, and check those things out.
I'd add that fans aren't friends either.
Yeah.
And take that with the safety for your family and your personal, like, fans are fans, and again, fans aren't friends. You have to have one step removed. You know, someone says, hey, you know, do you ever do private tours of your game collection? Why? Because you're not my friend. You follow my channel, no offense, but that's into my personal realm, and that's one step removed that I need to have for safety of my family.
Right. And you have to also understand, like, it's weird because you are on their TV, you are on their cell phones all the time. They're watching you, and sometimes people think, like, one guy came up to me in a bathroom, and I'm peeing, and he says, "I love your show." And I was like,
yo, bro.
You know, I
You're
haven't
like in a vulnerable spot. Like you're like, huh?
You know, but in their mind, I think they think we're friends. But I don't know. I've never seen you, dude. I've never seen you. You know, let me shake this out, and then we can go talk about it or something. But like, you know, it's interesting, and I understand though.
YouTube's a lot more personable than like
Exactly.
classic TV.
Right.
You know, you live stream, you talk to the chat, you ask questions, you interact. You know, a TV star is just they're projecting.
Right.
But YouTube is a lot of you project, but you also pull it in too. You know.
In every moment, you're being watched.
Yes.
And it's good and bad. So like went to the East Coast for the first time this last year, and my wife was on the channel, and the people weren't even seeing her. Heard her voice, turned around and said, "Oh, hey Sarah, how's it going?"
Wow.
They knew because she was on my channel. They heard from the voice. Wow. So they like pay attention to this intricate details of times. So be ready for that, and they're good and bad. Like I really like the shirt that you had on episode, you know, on this channel, and I'd like forgot what it was. To go back in the video and like, thank you, but it was a little creepy.
So I know. Oh, sorry. You want to do something? Oh,
I was gonna go back about the troll.
go ahead.
Well, as far as trolling goes, in the end, it's just words. You know, you can just choose to completely ignore them. In the end, you're the one who's doing the video, not them. So most of the time, it's just fueled from jealousy. And if somebody is insistent, turn it around. This T-shirt I'm wearing right now, this was actually the product of a troll.
Yeah.
A troll came to my channel, and he said, we got into it, and he's like, don't you ever come to Japan or I'm gonna ruin your Tokyo. And everyone started laughing, they're like, ruin my Tokyo, and then somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna go, you know, ruin my wife's Tokyo, and then everyone started using ruin your Tokyo as a verb. So I went and made a shirt, and to this day, even though I have a video game, even though I have IPs of stuff, this is my best-selling shirt. I was ruining your Tokyo because it became a meme. Flip it around, you know, and that guy never came back.
Let's grab some questions. Anyone? There she is.
Hi, the mouthy one.
What's your name?
Oh, Jasenia. I'm also known as Nia from the YouTube channel Mars and Nia.
Oh, okay.
Copyright is a very really weird thing that's getting weirder every year. Because first it was, my understanding was 10 seconds of a clip of an audio of song. And you're fine. Don't go past 10 seconds. Otherwise, they can either say take that video down or they get the credit. We follow that to a T and we're like, no, they're getting the credit. I'm like, okay, we edited it again, re-uploaded. Like 4 seconds, maybe 5. Same thing. And it was this techno beat from Transylvania, the third one, where they're finding the Kraken, because we were going to a game store. We do a lot of nerd stuff. And we were going to a game store in Vegas, and we thought that was kind of a fun piece, and like a small clip, yeah. And it was kind of gave up, because we're small. We don't even qualify to be monetized. We're just having fun. But we're very passionate about our videos, and I'm like, I don't want to give these people credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even those 2 people came to sue me, you know?
So,
But like, how do you deal with that? Like when you like find royalty-free music and then sometimes you find out it's not that free. Or like little things like, oh, you had a clip of a certain type of drum. Like the littlest things that get you a copy strike that YouTube can't even explain to you properly what you did.
And it never will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, good.
That's what we're gonna say.
So it's not just me being little. All right.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
Like, how do you navigate copyright, basically? I'm so sorry to go on this weird tangent.
Oh, it's
it's
good.
all good. I was just trying to understand it.
It's very
So
confusing,
It's
even for
very
me.
confusing. I couldn't even narrow it down.
this was for the Castlevania,
No, Transylvania.
Transylvania.
Yeah.
So she's dealing with movies.
It
She's
very-
dealing with any music.
It varies with certain things.
Yeah.
Like it could be 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or 10 seconds. They never really tell you.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate. But when it comes to music, I noticed that if you're-
Konami will rip you apart.
Yeah, they do it. They take everything apart. But if you talk over it,
Advice, real quick.
Yes.
Play it safe, and YouTube's never going to give you an honest answer or direct
Yes.
answer. And especially messing with music, don't even mess with it. And because better safe than sorry. Get
Yeah.
your music from YouTube Studio. They have free music.
There's a
that they-
YouTube studio?
Yeah,
yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
Studio.
they give you free music.
It's
to
free
use.
music. You can get clips. You don't have to even give copyright, and it's free. And I use it on my channel, and
Oh,
it's safe.
that's
And guess
awesome.
what? I've
Yeah.
never been dinged for music.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, just stay away from movie
Yeah.
stuff in general.
Movie
There's a
stuff.
reason why Media Glitch doesn't do movies anymore.
Yeah, they used to be big when it started out.
And I'll tell you what, at one point Media Glitch got owned by Warner Brothers. They came in and seized the channel, and I had to send out all this stuff because we had a bunch of Warner Brothers reviews, movies. And Warner Brothers, and if you looked up my channel, even on Social Blade, you know how it says owner or whatever? Warner Brothers.
Wow.
And we had to work that out. Like, it's so crazy. And
Seized your channel.
yeah. And you never know what's going to happen. Like, I can't even put Mortal Kombat in my titles anymore.
What?
Yeah, I got demonetized because of Mortal Kombat.
We've done Mortal Kombat.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, not monetized, but I think-
I could tell you, we could all tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But guess what? In 2 months,
It'll change.
it'll change.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, and it's that's why do it for passion, do it for all the reasons that we
Yeah.
said.
Would you say that YouTube should be more of a hobby at this point than like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a YouTuber and make it, y'all?
Yeah.
A hobby at first, but
Because
possibly.
not even a million subscribers isn't what it used to be.
Nope.
Like barely. There's so many people that hit their million, and I never find out about them. They do so many cool things, but I'm overshadowed by Tana, which is weird because I follow video games. I don't know what game she's
Right.
done lately. Maybe
No.
scantily clothed cosplay, but that's me being a bee.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
though?
it's-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna get to other. We got other hands up there.
I just want to
Okay.
tell
Go
her
ahead.
that
Go ahead.
subscribers, that's just a number.
Yeah.
It really is who your true fans are.
I know,
You
but
know,
it's
it-
nice to have that person be like, "Yeah, I'm committed to seeing you. You guys are cool."
Yeah.
Of course, they can be like, "Nah, I don't watch you guys anymore."
Sure,
But,
but
you know,
you could
it's all
also just
fickle.
consider that you're looking to make a set number of fans who are your fans specifically. So it doesn't matter if you have
Yeah.
500 or 50,000. As long as you have your set of fans who are going to come back and watch you every single time, that's all that matters.
Thank you for assuming I have 500 subscribers. That's an honor.
Sir, go ahead.
So, following up on that question, giving all given all the recent issues that have been going on with DMCA strikes, arbitrary censorship and arbitrary channel takedowns, have any of you set up that BitChute backup accounts, or have considered migrating to BitChute?
I just backed up my videos just in case anything ever happens to my channel, so I have all that video I've done over the years. I think that's the most important part. The channel right now for me is a hobby, and I would like for it to go further, but just for that, the most important part for me is just the content I made, so I protected that by just backing it up. And I think that's good advice for anybody. If you're making videos, make sure you back them up so you don't
save your videos. Yeah. Because you know what? The good thing I'm doing, I'm taking some old YouTube videos and popping them on Facebook.
Yeah, I've already done that too. Yeah.
And so it's like, and it's hard going that route. That's a whole other ball of wax. But save your stuff so it's your videos you made. You can do with it what you want. You don't have to just keep it on YouTube.
Right.
And and so that's what I recommend.
But YouTube may not be the best platform for you.
Right.
Maybe someone like you, maybe you can upload to Twitch.
Facebook.
And they don't care about that.
No.
Instagram.
Let me tell you my Facebook story.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 years I am into Media Glitch. Okay. And I'm up to 8,000 something subscribers. In 3 months on Facebook, 9,000. Sometimes there's a better audience on a different platform, man. You know what I mean? You never know. Give it all a shot. Why not? So, right there. What was your question?
I was going to ask, how much time could one expect to edit videos on YouTube before uploading them? And if possibly doing reviews, is it usually like less editing time, or just kind of the division you have on?
I think it depends on like your skill level, like me. I literally watched, I have Sony Vega 15 is what I use, and I got it on a Humble bundle. So keep an eye out on Humble bundles for editing software, because it's a lot cheaper. So good editing software is so expensive. But I literally watched a 10-minute how-to basics Sony Vega 15. And then I put out my next video the next morning. But I was always referring back, you always have to be willing to learn. You're not going to learn it overnight. You're not going to know it. I don't know it. And you have to be willing to try to better yourself and learn. Like right now, I'm fairly new, and I'm fairly new to editing. And it depends on your style. If you want to like sit in front of the camera and just basically talk, or if you want to have a highly edited review. I would say for my stuff, it takes around 2 hours for each minute of gameplay with voiceover over top of it, sort of like that. But I'm brand new coming into it. Maybe once I get a system down of how to condense it, or a format of how I can go through it. But like as I'm learning, I'm writing things down. I'm saying, okay, this works better. I can complete it faster this way. I was doing it the wrong way this way. But you have to experiment. You have to learn as you go and be willing to change and willing to learn.
Yep.
Can I respond a little to that?
Yeah.
So, the thing is perfect. It's skill level, right? I would add one more thing to that, which is scheduling. So, I've been with Reggie all week long, and both of us have different editing styles. Both of us have very different skills and very different software. So I use the entire Adobe suite, it's Creative Cloud, and that's Adobe Premiere. And I absolutely love it, but I'm also trained in how to do it like professionally. Like I teach people how to use Premiere. The cool thing about it is this: you want to make something go faster, you need to plan things out. You need to know what your topic is, possibly a script. Now, when we talk about script, people say like, well, I don't want to sound scripted. It's not necessarily that, but your intros are always scripted. I'm pretty sure when John the Immortal talks about, hey, his TurboGrafx 16 collection, notice his first shot is of his face, and he's talking to the camera. That's one section of film. The next is pretty much bullet points of what he wants to go over. And as he pans through the entire TurboGrafx 16 collection, I love that video, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. We are both complete collectors of TurboGrafx 16. So, he actually has bullet points, so then he can be free with what he wants to talk about. If you have that set up, then you're not fumbling of, what am I going to shoot today? What type of shots do I need? Where do I need to get these shots, and how to put them in order? You know, that's a big thing. Reggie, one thing that I like that Reggie does is Reggie will use his phone to record himself, the audio one time. Technology is another thing. Yes, you can go out and buy a DSLR and have like a 6-shot. You can also use an iPhone that has a really good camera on it. And these phones are starting to be so good you can have them set up like that. Also, the type of project that you have is very big. Think of this too. You need a thumbnail to go for your project, right? Every time you put it out there, you have to have a thumbnail.
Yes.
You have to have your hashtags in advance. You have to research how many hashtags you can put down and to do it. So what I do for my channel is I have templates. I was showing Reggie this weekend. My templates are all done in Photoshop. So my logo is there all the time. The text that I want is there all the time. And it's literally for me to type in the text and to put a screenshot in, you know, boom, it's set. And not only that, but it's to the dimensions so that the second you turn it into a JPEG, you can say, all right, this goes out. All that stuff is also organized on a 1 terabyte hard drive. So because I do graffiti, gears, which is automotives, and games, I will go into whatever template it is based off of whatever video we're doing. And I would say one last thing, because you're doing something very beautiful right now, which is you're writing in a book. This is just me. Have a book with your ideas. Have a book that says, you know what, I want to do this video. You don't have to do it that day, but in the future you say, okay, when it's time, go for it.
Cool.
You know what's cool? John Lester's here. He does this whole event. And yeah. Well, I remember you gave me the first shout out ever on Twitter, and it was for a South Park video. And he's like, I think it was something really simple, like, I kind of like this video. And he had tweeted, and I was just like, oh my gosh, someone watched my video, man. It was like, it was awesome. And honestly, like, there's been so many moments like that, like where you just kind of, you go from 0 to like, oh my gosh, there's like 5 people, and then it's 100, and then, you know, and it's been a fun ride.
It's almost a game within itself. Like, ooh, how can I do better?
You know, I never thought about that. That's freaking, we're leveling up. It was a freaking RPG. Mind blown. Oh my god.
Oh my, I got 400 subscribers.
Well, and celebrate goals. I think setting goals is super important, and that, you know, your personal goal is just that, you know, and if something didn't work out, reflect upon yourself. Why didn't that work? And be experimental. You know, don't be afraid to try something different. Because like any TV channel, you know, you watch, you know, so many seasons of Office, it kind of drops off, right? Especially when Michael Scott leaves. That's how YouTube is too. People are gonna get tired of you doing the same stuff. Branch out and do some different stuff.
Yes.
You know? And you know, I've been doing this for several years, and I try to experiment now and do a little bit different things. You know, the Area 51 video is kind of like, that was my idea. Corey comes over and is like, dude, you gotta do Area 51 and make fun of those people storming it. No, but I did an Xbox review, and it was like different. I wouldn't have thought of it myself because I had someone else, and I was willing to accept it. You know, a little stale, out of the comfort zone, do an Xbox game. It was great.
Right on. Another question? Go ahead.
Yeah, what is your biggest fear being a YouTuber, and how do you like mitigate that?
Go ahead, man. You got something? Sorry.
Biggest fear of being a YouTuber?
Like doxing, swatting, anything like that?
I mean, that's a legitimate fear nowadays,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people get swatted all the
Opening up a
time.
package and having it a bomb blown.
A scandal.
That's crazy.
Get a P.O. box.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure.
Still go in there.
Get a P.O. box.
You still gotta open that package,
Still
right?
gotta open up the package.
I have a guy who does it for me. I'm just kidding, I don't. I'm kidding, I do not have a guy who does that.
To be honest, my biggest fear was actually just being on camera itself. You know, I've always been like kind of like, you know, like to myself in a way, and like putting myself out there. It was just kind of weird because people see you, and they just like, I don't know, you're just putting yourself out there. Once you're out there, that's it, you know. But once I got past that, you know, it's pretty easy. That fear was pretty much conquered instantly. So I don't really have any fears for the channel. I mean, I guess losing the channel will be a fear, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
I don't
know about you guys.
Well, I had fear when I uploaded my first Road to Recovery episode, and because up until that point I had never told people that I used to be addicted to crack, or that I used to do large amounts of LSD, or that I was a cokehead, and I was just like, it was the hardest time to hit that upload button. When it was all finished, it was all said and done, and I hit that upload button, I seriously thought people were gonna just rip me to shreds. Like, you are a drug, you're nothing, look at you, what a loser, and all this and that. And I found the opposite. I found people who could relate and be like, wow, knowing what you've been through and you made it out, I'm gonna try harder. And and to know that you inspired someone is awesome. And I don't know, we probably have to get out of here.
Yeah, like 8 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll take another question.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, but way back in there.
What do you do when you start to feel the passion sort of wane? Because that's what most passions tend to do. Just a little
Such
bit,
a good question.
Yeah, very good.
Such a good question.
You switch it up.
Huh?
That's not a convention.
Gamester actually is a perfect example of the algorithm beating someone up, right?
Yeah.
But he does. Like he said, start a convention was his answer. But
I would say there's times when I was putting too much on my plate, having 2 jobs and doing YouTube and doing the convention, and then finally a friend pulled me aside and says, dude, you gotta cut something out. And so I did. I stopped doing the convention that I was passionate about, but I couldn't do that anymore. Gave up one of my jobs because it was just too much. And actually I do one less video now because I felt the burnout. It wasn't like I didn't want to do it, but it was just too much. Because some people think more content is better, and that's not necessarily true.
Right.
Do content that you're passionate about, but be honest with yourself. And I'm married and happily married, but my wife pulled me aside and said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Not really. I'm tired." She's like, "Go to bed and don't do the video."
Yeah.
And the people around you and honest are going to give you the honest answer, and it happens. And it just again, change it up, be experimental, maybe do less content, take a break. People are going to be okay with it. Your true people that follow my channel are going to give you you take a break, they're going to be like, good. Take a break.
They're rooting for you.
Yeah.
The real people will be.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Add to this, because this may be the last time you hear me speak. Remember when they were talking about having thick skin and trolls and things like that?
Oh, yeah.
How to deal with them? When you leave here today, please, 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 don't just take that knowledge and just apply it to YouTube. Please apply it to all of your life. When you go to work, when you go to school, when you're driving, apply that, and it will make you so peaceful. When you get burnt out, go outside. Go outside.
I can't.
I'm afraid of the sun.
Me too. You're talking to the wrong crowd here, dude.
Here's right. It's good advice. It's good advice.
No, it is. It's that vitamin D. I know. I'm like, skin starts smoking.
If it's not under 17.
There you go. These
Unless you live in Arizona.
The word content creator is no different than the word artist. Okay? You cannot create if you do not see what is out in this world. Okay? Although we stay behind a box and we look into it and we see other things, we can Google whatever it is. If you cannot go out and experience, you cannot feel. And if you cannot feel, then you cannot produce. But when your passion dies or is beginning to die, it's because you are no longer feeling. Go outside.
What do you got?
I'm kind of an inside homebody person, but it is.
No, I'm not talking about what he said. I'm talking about when you get burnt out.
Oh, I try something different. I just do something completely different. If I get tired, I like to draw. That's another thing I like to do. That's one thing me and you have in common.
Yeah.
I like to draw. If I get tired of doing game videos, I'll start to draw. I'll film it, to add content or whatever. And now I have a drawing video. I change it up. Because you can get burnt out. You can totally get burnt out by doing the same thing. Change it up. And don't be afraid to change it up. It's your channel. Do whatever the hell you want with it.
Burnout. What do you do?
For me personally, I just call family and talk to them, and I get a second wind or energy from it. talking to your friends and family really could help you if you get burnt out. You know, one of the things that happened to me is that when I did YouTube, I started like doing too many videos and burning myself out. I wasn't even playing video games really. I would just keep making videos and trying to make everybody happy. And I got burnt out bad. So I was like, oh,
What are you talking about?
I know, right? So, you know, talking to my family just really helped me and helped ease the pain. And that's what really helps me.
And for me, burnout, you won't see a video for 3 weeks. You know, and I'm just like, oh, you know what, I'm going to watch movies and I'm going to play games.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse. Yeah, there's nothing worse than like you're burnt out because you're editing and you're doing all these videos and you don't even get the chance to do the things that you love to do, like play a video game. You're too busy talking about video games. You're too busy editing you talking about playing video games. So like, you know what? Let's just play some video games, man. And that's what I do, you know. So I think that's it for us. We'll be here a little bit. If you have any other questions, you can come talk, but we're going to have to shut this panel down. We shut this down, huh? Yeah. Saturday night, last panel. You guys, thank you so much
thank you very much
for coming. We appreciate it big time. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you so much. And we're hungry. We're going to eat somewhere. Well, Chris Tang's leaving us. What are you doing? You're not going to go out with us tonight? He was
beeline to the door.
You go do what you gotta do, dude. Do what you gotta do. All right, do what you gotta do, man.
This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang. Total concentration. You ready, Jack? I was born ready.
You will come out no more. What? Huh? What'll come out no more?
Out of your mind, Wang.
God bless you.
It's all in the reflexes.